Hello, fifth graders, and welcome to Writing and Distance Learning. Today we have two learning targets. I can add commas after transitional words and phrases, and I can proofread for spelling, punctuation, and grammar. You started proofreading for spelling, punctuation, and grammar in the last lesson. Now, we've looked at school uniform several times, and we looked at it specifically when we were learning about transitional and introductory words and phrases. Now today we're going to look at them, and I want you to notice what kind of punctuation usually comes before and after. So take a brief second to look at some of these words. What kind of punctuation do we see before and after? Sometimes the circles are actually covering the punctuation. But the thing you'll notice is that commas separate the introductory word from the main idea of the sentence. That means that the rest of the sentence still makes sense when you get rid of the introductory word or the transitional word, but the transitional word really helps the reader to understand the flow of the essay better. So an example would be here. Finally, uniforms save time and money. When we pause and take a breath after finally, it sounds better to the reader's ear. I'm going to read another sentence to give you the same gist. At my school, students come from diverse backgrounds. Inside the building, however, our economic advantages or disadvantages were no longer obvious. So this word, however, could be taken out and the sentence still makes sense. With the commas, it gives the reader's ear the chance to know that this word, however, is not part of the main sentence. We're going to look at some more examples together now. I'm going to read you this paragraph, which has no commas after introductory or transitional words and phrases. So transitional words and phrases should always have a comma to separate it from the rest of the sentence, but sometimes there are parts of a sentence called a clause that can also be taken away from the main sentence, and the main sentence still makes sense. I'm going to show you some examples of that when we add the commas in here. So I'm going to read it without commas, and I want you to notice, where does it sound strange? On my wooden kitchen table, I find a little money and a lot of injustice. Every single Monday morning, my younger brother and I receive $1. From my mother's purse, the money comes in shiny coins or crisp bills. With sticky little paws, my brother snatches his dollar and stuffs it in his pocket. I growl. On the one hand, I know I'm being ungrateful. On the other hand, I know I'm being cheated. Honestly, I don't want to receive more money. I just want my brother to receive less. He's half my age. Therefore, he should receive half my allowance. Now, there were some places there where it sounded a little bit weird. It maybe seemed unclear, or the sentence just seemed long and sounded funny. I'm going to read it again after adding some commas back in, and we're going to notice that it sounds a little bit better to our ears. So one example of a clause that I was talking about earlier is this first one, on my wooden kitchen table. Now this part could be taken out and the sentence still makes sense. I find a little money and a lot of injustice. That part of the sentence still sounds good and makes sense. The part on my wooden kitchen table just gives us more information. So sometimes we put commas after that because it sounds right to our ears. Let's dive right in. On my wooden kitchen table, I find a little money and a lot of injustice. Every single Monday morning, my younger brother and I each receive $1. From my mother's purse, the money comes in shiny coins or crisp bills. With sticky little paws, my brother snatches his dollar and stuffs it in his pocket. I growl. On the one hand, I know I'm being ungrateful. On the other hand, I know I'm being cheated. Honestly, I don't want to receive more money. I just want my brother to receive less. He's half my age. Therefore, he should receive half my allowance. Now that time, the essay sounds better when read aloud, and it was easier for me to read because the commas told me when I could take an extra breath. Today, you're going to do something similar in your essay. So you've got a couple of jobs during writing time today. First, check that your essay is organized into paragraphs. So today, you're going to start retyping or copying and pasting your ideas out of the table in the template and into just a thing that looks like a normal essay. I'm going to show you what that'll look like in a moment. You're going to check that you place commas after introductory words. And you're going to proofread for the rules from last time in case you didn't finish up. And if it's possible, if you have someone at home who's available, have somebody read your essay and see if you missed anything. This could be a sibling, this could be a parent, anyone at home who has some time to read your essay. Sometimes having another set of eyes is really helpful. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I mean when we're talking about your writing template. So we're going to find Madam Botham's. I'm sure I have my own in here somewhere. Maybe not. Okay, so what I mean here is you're going to start to copy and paste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my introduction here. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to start making my thing up here. I'm going to paste it there. And I'm going to go back down and I'm going to start my first paragraph. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to leave a space. So here I have my introduction and my first paragraph. By the end, I want to have all my ideas up here without this table. That will make it look like the other essays that we've been reading. So you're going to check that your essay is organized into paragraphs by doing some copying and pasting. You're going to check that you place commas after introductory words. It really helps to read your essay out loud, even if it's in a whisper voice or to an animal at home, and to find those commas that might be missing. And then proofread for the rules from last time. And if possible, have somebody at home read your essay and see if you missed anything.